Oh, hey, welcome back. So, last year, I made a video for you guys about fermentation and just how fantastic it is for our bodies, eating fermented foods. And I'm just gonna give you a brief overview of what that video was about and then show you how we are now actually getting to make fermented foods with the kids this year. I'm so excited that we actually get to put this in practice and that we are back at school and doing weird things. So fermentation is a process of preserving foods, basically, and it's working with special bacteria to help us do that. As a reminder, we have bacteria all over our body, right? But inside our gut, our digestive tract, we have lots of bacteria. We have bad bacteria, but most of the bacteria in our body is good bacteria. We would not be able to survive or digest, take in any nutrients if we did not have this bacteria. This bacteria is incredibly important to us. And sometimes when we eat certain foods, we are able to enhance that bacteria, and it's almost like cheering them on in a race, right? All of our bacteria are running down the relay lanes, right? And certain foods are like, yeah, go bacteria, woo! And then the bacteria run faster and they help your immune system, they help your digestion, and you're healthier. Whereas some foods that we eat are kind of like, boo, boo bacteria. And the bacteria are like, okay, they run a little slower and they're a little sluggish, and our immune system goes down, our digestion goes down, our energy, our health goes down. So when we eat fermented foods, it's like we're cheering it on, like, yeah, go bacteria. So we are going to be making sauerkraut with the second, third, fourth, and fifth graders this week, and going to be cheering on our immune systems by incorporating fermented foods into our body. The ingredients in our sauerkraut are going to be purple cabbage or red cabbage, green cabbage, rainbow carrots, and then in half of the jars we're gonna make them plain, so with just those, and then half of the jars we're gonna add ginger and garlic to them to kind of add a little extra spice, but we understand that not everyone will enjoy that, so that's why we're doing half and half. And then basically what you need to do is shred up those ingredients and put them underneath brine. Now brine is salty water, and anything below the surface of the brine is going to ferment, and anything above it exposed to the air is going to rot. So you want to weigh it down. What I like to do is take off the outer layers of the cabbage when I'm first starting out and cut out that core. There's going to be this hard spot in the middle, and you're going to see the kids do that in the video in a moment. When you cut out the core in the middle, it's really heavy and it doesn't ferment very well, but it's great as a fermentation weight. So we fill the jars with the shredded goods, fill it with the brine, and then we add those extra outer layers of the cabbage as kind of like a plug, and then add that core piece on top as a weight so that it sits underneath the brine. And then we threw a piece of cloth over the top, rubber banded it, and waiting a couple weeks until we can eat it. fathom the smell in this shed from the sauerkraut. So here's what we've got. We've got this cool little metal shelf that has our jars on it. We ran out of little jars, so we all of 4th grade put theirs in one large jar. But this is our spicy shelf. Those are the ones with the ginger and the garlic in it. And then down here we've got the non-spicy shelf. So this is just the red / purple cabbage, green cabbage, and rainbow carrots all shredded up. It has been about a week since we started making these, so by the end of this week it will have been a full week since they have all been made. And then I'm thinking it'll be probably 2-ish more weeks after that until they're ready. So sauerkraut, the kids are all asking me, well, when do we get to eat it? When do we get to eat it? And there's no real definitive answer. It's both based on the environment, based on the bacteria that was present and how it's multiplying, and based on our taste preferences. So when I say it's based on temperature or, the surrounding environment, if it's really, really hot, those bacteria are going to be able to multiply faster. Whereas if it's cold, like right now, it's been pretty chilly, those bacteria are going to be just naturally moving a little bit slower, so the fermentation process will be a little bit slower. With the bacteria that was present on the cabbage and the carrots and such, we can't predict what was present on those when we first put them in and how quick those will multiply. And then the other factor is our own taste preferences. So I personally like my sauerkraut on the more sour side, or all my ferments on the more sour side, so fermented for longer, tastes more vinegary. But some people, like children, might be more interested in it on the sweeter side. So we're gonna kind of do a taste test probably once we get back from Thanksgiving break and see if we need to do a couple more weeks, if it's ready, if it's not ready, and we will get to enjoy it then.